Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. How is everybody? Today we're going to be choosing from the Wisdom of Tao, and we are just going to see what comes up. And also for each card that comes up, I have a tarot deck right here, and we're going to just kind of get a clarifier on what it means. I love this deck. It's so simple in its clarity and what it's trying to convey that I just love it. And I also love the artwork in it as well. So we'll pull a couple. So here we have temptation. Let's go in there. Boink. Pitfall. The desire for excessive gain and accumulation leads to misfortune. The greatest contentment is in knowing when you have enough and all temptation is banished. Escape from the trap that imprisons you and refuse to be the victim. Be free. Look at this. That's everything. So you guys, you're going to be working from a new, beautiful foundation of, I don't need more. I don't need, not so much abundance or prosperity, but like material gain or worldly things like bigger, better, more, whatever it is, like more likes, more views, that sort of thing. Like where even if we have something that we think is substantial and beautiful, we don't need other people to validate it for it to feel special for us, because that's like chasing this ghost of please be in awe of this, whether it is gifts or you ever see those people that constantly like fish for compliments, and if they don't get them, they then don't think that they look nice or they're beautiful or whatever it is. There always is in our natural proclivities as humans. We always do want more. We desire every day. I promise you, when I wake up, my mind is going, oh, where can I go? What can I do? And a lot of it will have to do with acquiring things like, oh, I need more beads, or I should have more decks. And then today I woke up to the most beautiful temperature outside, breezy, and I said, you know what I need? I need to go for a nice walk in the forest after I do my reading. Once I'm in nature, all of this dissipates. You ever notice too, in beautiful Asian drawings and backgrounds, simplicity is everything, right? That looks like such a lack of clutter in their beautiful homes. Everything is like wood and natural soft colors as well. So to me, this is definitely just talking about be careful of, and I have to watch out for this, is advertisements that try to make us think we need something and our life isn't great without it. Whether it is those horrible ones for like plastic surgery and liposuction, all these things that show up on IG, or this very expensive cream, or this holiday where you've got to photograph yourself and post it. It really all is illusory, and that's the tower saying, pull it all down to the foundation. What do you really need? Okay, so for me, it's a growth mindset, and having a growth mindset basically means believing that we can enhance our abilities through any kind of effort and work. We may think that since we behaved in a certain way or made some mistakes, we can't move forward, but know that we feel stuck because we're allowing those mistakes to define us, and that's why we need to get back down to the root. You get a paycheck or you get your money and you're like, oh, you're just flitting about, all these impulse buys, and then your bank account is quite a bit lower, and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And it's like, don't like hark back to everything that you think you did wrong, because the foundation of the tower is just pull it all down and start from a fresh outlook. What do you need today to feel good? What is gonna position you well mentally? We're gonna pull a second one too. Four of Cups. This goes with it too, the want. So I guess today's kind of subject matter is wanting, and human nature wanting it. So all it is saying the desire for excessive gain can be there, because here's what's going on. Whenever I want something, I find it does create impulsiveness to want more, because what happens when we shop and we buy and we acquire things, we get that little shot of serotonin or adrenaline or whatever it is, and our body wants more. You probably noticed yourself, if you're anywhere and they have those little impulse buys at the end, you'll be grabbing whatever lotions and potions and notebooks and goodies you might not necessarily need, but you're already on that track. So this is kind of a warning, like, hey, get out into nature and just sit and be and really see, what does your body need? Are you hydrating? Do you need some great fresh delicious food? Do you need a fun, uplifting conversation with a friend, to message somebody over on IG and get a little jolt of that kindred spirit? Whatever it is, it's probably not materialistic, right? And that's what Four of Cups says. Nothing is really missing. Letting go of lack mentality. Amazing. Yeah. So right now with the Tower moment, you're going to let go of all that. You're not going to think that you have less. You're not going to think that you need more. You need to acquire that kind of like empty pit of consumption. Now, I love this. The way says you are in the right place at the right time. Stay grounded, avoid extremes because it could change. Abandon false praise and people will be truthful. Shun formality and people will be sincere. Forsake cleverness and people will be kind to each other. I love this. Yesterday I was listening to a reggae song and I just loved it so much. And the reggae singer was singing, when everybody's running around trying to be smart, they're not talking or thinking with their heart. It was like just this little jam, and I loved it. And it was basically just saying when people are chasing the wrong things, whether it is praise or money or, stardom or specialness or whatever, that it's hard for others to connect with them. When we're just kind and we smile and we're sincere and we realize that people just want to be seen and heard like we do, a whole different thing takes place. And now, I think this is amazing that all of these cards individually represented really speak of one thing to me. And I'm going to pull a new card over here. And that is lack mentality. And this is what we're going to move into. How do I get rid of lack mentality? Because one minute we know that we can feel absolutely fine and grand and on our way, and anything can switch that on a dime, right? If our ego steps in, we see somebody receives a prize, somebody's receiving accolades, a ton of likes. It doesn't matter. It depends what triggers us and where we think we need more of something. And then all of a sudden we think that we're deficient in something, and it's simply not true. This is where we recognize that we don't need that thought to become a mood. And then what happens with that? Then it becomes a behavior, and that's lack behavior, like, oh, I need to chase and prove and all that. And this is the opposite now. Now that you're sitting back and relaxed and knowing that everything you need will come to you and you're feeling emotionally good and like your cup is full, more goodness comes in, more expanse. Because by constantly thinking about things that we think we need or we don't have, of course we're going to have lack mentality. So let me ask you this. What do you want? What do you truly desire out of life or this day? Do you have specific goals that you think about? And are you setting some kind of plan to work towards them? I'm not saying you have to go, full tilt boogie, but just taking some steps in that direction that can help you. And that's really what the way card is for me. Like today, all I know that I need is nature. And for nature, there is that beautiful grounding aspect where I think of nothing else but how beautiful. Yesterday, yesterday I was out in my lawn chair and I was rubbing my hands through. We have like these cloves and all these wonderful growth in my backyard. Just rubbing the earth. It felt so good. And then I was like touching my ear and I could smell the grass and nature on my hands, like it emanated from it. And I thought and then my cat just starts coming rolling around in the dirt and having a good time. And I thought, oh, there's nothing like that smell. We were just talking about this growth. Yay, have this amazing vision. Because the first characteristic to consider in achieving great things is a vision. We can have a clear vision, and then we can kind of present it to ourselves, and then we take baby steps towards it. So there is auspicious energy around you. You are experiencing vigorous growth. This is a good time to learn, to develop new ideas, new ways of doing things, break away from the old unhealthy habits, and step out of your comfort zone. Your reward is ahead. For me, for instance, I know I love to wake up and go through IG and, just kind of like putter and everything. But I know in my energy cycle that very soon I want to go out in the forest. So if I start puttering and doing other things, I'm going to talk myself out of it. I'll be like, oh, I have to drive there, I have to do this and that. And it's simply a really easy process. We just have to decide, what do we want? And what I truly desire is a beautiful walk in nature. And realize that you've changed too. We can cringe sometimes when we think about poor choices we made in the past or whatever. We don't have to live in that same place. We can build ourselves up. We become better. We attract good things into our life. And that is growth mindset. And just keep your eyes and ears open for things that resonate with you, that ring true, that make you feel good, that bolster you, that get you excited, because enthusiasm is contagious. That's why I like really good readers and speakers that are like, of course you can have anything you want, but all you have to do is really decide what that is, because we can be indecisive with that, right? It's almost like that giant menu at that Greek diner where there's 1,000 things and then we're overwhelmed. Instead, choose one thing. What's going to make you feel good right now in this moment? Is your stomach grumbling? Are you craving a delicious coffee? Do you want to see a big body of water? Do you want to, like, the wind right now is really crisp and crackling outside the window. I hope you can hear it on the microphone. And I just want to feel the wind on my face and smell the trees in the forest. And that's it. And everything else stems from there. It is the first step to knowing what I want right now. And then the later comes later. And it's as simple as that. And your messages will arrive on the way. So I'm going to pull one more clarifier right from the middle of this. There you go. Trust in, as Colette Baron Reed says, the proof loop. Give yourself a little task or an idea. You go do it. You have focus and follow through. That's your proof loop that you can trust yourself and that you can make things happen in your life. You can manifest. You can acclimatize to new things. I feel like variety really is, for a lot of people now, is a spice of life. This beautiful moving into summer, like, how do you want to create your summer? The majority of it outside, picnics, family, walks, all of that. You can form an idea in your head and you can instigate change and go for it immediately. Do one little thing for yourself. Say, hey, you know what I want to do today? I want to just give myself a facial scrub when I'm in the shower. Little things, then you're like, hey, I did that, no big whoop. Hey, I want to go for a little walk along here. Did that, no big whoop. Hey, I want to take care of whatever this is. If I have a parking ticket or I need to paint a room, whatever it is, little things. And then the accumulation of you feeling good about trusting yourself and your instincts start to form that gorgeous proof loop that you can have everything as long as you begin it and you have a little focus and follow through. So that is what you're meant to hear today, you guys. Wow, it really was. I like sometimes just the spontaneous pull, because what needs to come up sometimes, I feel like every single thing, regardless of what the card, it's teaching us a lesson that we can leave those things behind. We can have a new foundation. We can start kind of like with a clean slate. Every day we're given that chance, right? Hey, I don't want to be bothered by things that shouldn't bother me today. Simple as that. Now I'm going to create a proof loop where I just don't let it. Somebody gives me the hairy eyeball because they wanted that parking space or whatever. I just simply smile and go on my way. I don't get agitated and I don't get in this crazy 3D mentality of chase and go. It's a restful, peaceful acceptance. All of this is messages will come. You'll have great ideas and you'll create and you'll be proud of yourself. So that's lovely. So you guys, that is what you're meant to hear. Have a great day. Love and light.